Alright guys, so to change things up, we'll do a voiceover so you guys won't get bored throughout the video. Alright, so this is gonna be a product review. This little guy has been in my TikTok feed for a little while now, and it had me curious. This is a local brand that carries skincare and makeup products that caters towards men, called ENVIE, and this is my first product from them, which is the ENVIE Concealer for Men. In terms of packaging design, pretty straightforward, I would say. It's simple, clean, and it's really pleasing to the eye. I like the matte cap, it feels really nice, it feels handy, and it won't take up a lot of space, even when you're on the go. And the shade I got is number 3. I just wish they added a sticker for details on the bottom of the pot. Just to let you know, this video is not sponsored. I usually go for liquid type concealers, so this is actually my first concealer in a pot form. In terms of texture, it feels buttery smooth, not too oily, and it's just nice. Surprisingly, it had a faint scent of men's cologne. I usually prefer makeup with no fragrances, but this one's not too bothering. They gave me a free sponge, which is called the Grooming Blender. In terms of texture, not too soft and not too firm. I just wish that the color would match their brand identity though. On this side, I'll be using a peach color corrector, and I'll be using this Radiance Tint from Get Ready With Me Cosmetics. This side with the color corrector, and this side without. By this, I wanted to see how the product looks like without the color corrector. For blending, I'll be using the sponge. I like the flat surface because this type gives an even application and precision for under-eye concealing. The sponge itself feels nice when doing application, and it's really soft on the face. Also, I've already damped my sponge, so it gives the application a more skin-like finish. Alright, I got my concealer right here, and I'll be using a finger application and directly apply it to my under eye, and later blend it with my sponge. I was actually relieved that this shade matched me pretty well. For their first 2 shades, I was a bit hesitant to choose from them because I find that they need to improve their undertones. Another thing is, I hope that they would expand their shade range. Also, it'd be a bonus if they add color correctors as well. Decide how it looks with a color corrector on, slightly brighter, and it looks even. At this point, I am adding a second layer just to see how buildable the concealer is. So far, it doesn't feel heavy at all actually. It feels lightweight, and it doesn't feel cakey on the face. This is how it looks like with a second layer. My eye looked brighter, and looking more lively. Next on this side with just the concealer on its own without a color corrector. I've been noticing a lot of local brands that were marketing makeup as unisex products, like I've seen a lot of male models in their campaigns. But for a local brand that mainly target towards men, which is something I appreciate. Also, the brand is cruelty-free, which is a bonus for me and for the animal lovers out there. Alright, so this side without a color corrector looks like, I would say it's just a minor difference. It still does the job in evening out my under eye, but still there's a difference when you use a color corrector. If you're still new to makeup, you may start with the concealer first before you commit to other base products such as color correctors. To maximize the use of the concealer, I'm going to use it to even out my skin tone, such as my discoloration around some areas, some redness around my nose, as well a few zets to spot conceal. In terms of finger application, it does blend pretty alright on certain areas. If you're willing to cover up on larger areas, I'd suggest use a sponge for an even application and to avoid patches. The product is easy to blend, and it's buildable, and it doesn't feel like I have makeup on. At this point, I'm attempting to spot conceal my zits. It did a pretty decent job, but I'm not too sure how it would look on cystic acne. When you're a guy and you want to try out makeup, the first thing you want to prioritize is your skin. Do a good skincare and don't go ham on coverage because you'd still want to look natural and presentable. Make sure you find the right shades to even out your skin tone. Another interesting claim is that the concealer is waterproof, but I don't foresee myself go swimming with makeup on. I kinda wonder if they meant that it's sweatproof as well. This is how my skin looks after I applied the concealer. So far, I was impressed. It doesn't feel heavy on the face, even though I applied a second layer, and I was pleased that the shade matches on point even though I bought this online. In terms of coverage, I find this more of a medium coverage, which to me is a good thing. Again, you're a guy, it's okay if some imperfections are peeking through, you don't need a lot of coverage, you still need to look natural and not looking clown face. Overall, I'm liking how the concealer looks on my skin. To set my makeup, I'm gonna use this powder from Dr. Sensitive. If you're someone who is oily skin type but want to maintain a dewy look, set the powder onto the T-zone area, around your eye area, and nose. At this point, I'm just applying a thin layer of powder onto the areas where I want to blur out my texture, especially my pores. This is how my skin looks after powder. I find that my skin looked clean and looking less dull than before. So far, I'm liking the concealer. I find this beginner friendly, especially for a guy who is new to makeup or wanted to try out makeup. And it made my skin look good, and I think I'll be reaching this out more often. To finish up my look, I'll be using this lip stain from Detail Cosmetics in shade Blooming. We're going for a fresh and clean boy makeup look. And that's basically our final look, guys. What do you guys think? Nothing crazy, and we're looking clean. That is all, guys, and see you in my next video.